Told you every single time, don't you worry. You would always call me at the wrong time, so you can know what I was up to. Oh, don't you get that it's just stupid? Hey, just hear me out. It's been a while since we were good, so why we dragging out when we've been doing everything we could? I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight. Every time we spend time, I wanna do this for the last time. I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. It's crazy how we started off so good. Every single hour with you vanished just like that. But now it feels like I've been trapped, and I can't believe how you don't see it. Hey, just hear me out. It's been a while since we were good, so why we dragging out when we've been doing everything we could? I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight. Every time we spend time, I wanna do this for the last time. I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. I don't wanna feel so lonely tonight, but you only make it worse whenever you're around. 'Cause I don't need it, no, I don't need it, no, don't need you here to feel alright. The way you comfort me, still it's not enough. Oh, I love the way you comfort me, still it's not enough. It's not enough.
The secret of getting ahead, of winning, of achieving, of completing something, of succeeding is just this. It's just getting started. You got to get started, and that's what you're doing. And I'm thankful that you are here right now, ready to start your yoga. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. I think that's really nice because you don't have a commute. You don't have to worry about what you're wearing. You don't have to worry about how the poses look. You should never worry about that. You just got to focus on you, and that's a good thing. This practice is for your body and your body only. You've got to do what is right for it. Do what is right. What feels good is good. What doesn't feel good, what is painful is not good. Don't do it. Back out of a pose if it is painful. Take it to, 5%. Take it to 10%, to 20%, whatever feels right, but back off if it's not right for you. Don't hurt yourself. That's the thing. Ease off that pressure. Do what you can. It's a 1 hour long practice. We practice every single day live, and every day is different. Every practice is different, but it's all designed to make you stronger, more flexible, and more mobile. Really important. If you can just stick around for 10 minutes, that's fine, but just try a little bit every day and ease off the pressure of expectation. Don't be so hard on yourself. Do what you can with what you got. A little bit is better than nothing at all. Those little bits add up really super fast. All right. A word to think about today as you practice is this. It's an important one. The word is optimism. Be optimistic. Believe what you can do. Believe what you can achieve. Optimism means to look at something more favorable. Look at the favorable side of it and expect the most favorable outcome. So expect that your yoga is going to do great things for you, and believe in yourself. All right, let's get started. You're going to need some props. The props I've got today, I always have my eye shade and my little towel. The towel is very versatile. You can put it under your knees, use it to cover your eyes at the end of your practice, and the eye shade is a real treat for that. 2 yoga blocks are a wonderful addition to your yoga tool chest. It brings the ground up to you, and you can really enhance some poses with it. A yoga strap, I'm going to use it today for boat pose. If you don't want to use it, that's fine too. And you could use a belt, or you could use a jump rope, or any other strap like that would be fine. Have some water nearby, that's always good. Let us start. Come on up to a standing position. As you come up, we're going to do a little warm up, and maybe that's all you can do today. Maybe you take these component pieces and do them throughout your day. Lock a stress number in your mind. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you at? Where are you on a scale of stress-wise? Be it the stress in your body, be it the stress in your mind, just give it a number. Lock that number in. Let's start. Stand comfortably on the ground. If you can take your shoes off, do that so you can feel the ground beneath you. You can have a chair nearby for balance as well. Start to move your shoulders back and forth and up and down. All right, so you're just wiggling the shoulders, moving the shoulders one at a time or both together. Just kind of do it a little quickly, bringing the shoulders up to the ears, back to the wall, and just moving them. Take those shoulder shrugs awkwardly to the front of the room. That feels different, doesn't it? Breathe. You don't have to wait a single moment before you start improving yourself. You're doing it now, right here, right now. All right, settle in. Let the shoulders rest. Send your arms up high to the sky. Think extended mountain pose. Arms are lifted, perhaps a bend in the elbows. Nobody's criticizing you. You do what you can with what you got. I'm going to straighten my arms, spiral my pinkies in a little bit toward the midline of my body, and then I'm going to come up on my toes and down on my heels. You could hold on to a chair here if balance is kind of new to you, or you need to regain some confidence in your balance. Totally fine. Lift and lower, maybe come up really good and high on the balls of your feet. Lengthen up, focus forward. Don't look at the TV. Look at something on the wall or up near where the ceiling and the wall meet, and find length. Find your balance and your confidence in your stance. Come on down to your heels. Interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky. Maybe give your toes a wiggle on the mat because you can. Lengthen up through your palms and start to sway like a big palm tree. Back and forth. Breathe in. And breathe out through your mouth. Big breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just sigh it out. And if your shoulders don't feel good doing this, put a bend in them. If your shoulders don't feel good doing this, let one arm drop down to the side as you take the other gracefully across the midline of your body. What you're after here is a nice stretch in your side body. All right, breathe. Come back to the midline of your body. Lengthen up here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let your arms float on down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders again. Take a deep breath in, arms down by your sides. And a deep breath out. Hands to your hips, eyes open or closed. Send your hands back, or your elbows back and toward the back of the room. Lengthen up, send your chest forward. Maybe press your thumbs kind of into your side, your low back, and just take a little back bend. Look up to the sky. And then fold forward. But this time when you fold forward, let your hands release. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. And fold forward here. A little bend in your knees might feel good. Hands up toward the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Send your arms higher up to the sky. Gaze down towards your knees. Then let your arms float down to the earth. Let them hang. Let them be loose. Wiggle your shoulders. Maybe wiggle your knees too. Roll your spine back up, one vertebra at a time. Come on back up to a standing position. Spread your legs a little bit wider. Now cross body movements like you're picking apples off of a tree. And let one heel come up, then the other come up. Just cross body movements. Kind of confuses your brain a little bit. That's good. Cross-body movements are good for the brain. All right, now maybe what you want to do is maybe bend the knee. As you reach on one side, bend the knee on that side and find some balance. Nice. Maybe you don't want to bend the knee. That's good too. Don't sweat it. All right, let's come back down. Back down, feet planted, shoulders back and down. Let's do some big arm circles. Here's the deal. You can tee out your arms and start to draw little circles to the back of the room. You can make them nice and big. You can have fun like we've done the last couple days and take them individually as you think like you're swimming a backstroke in the pool. Breathe. You can add a bend in the knees and bounce a little bit. Hi, Betty. Hello, Lori. Hello, Diane. Hello, Stan. Hello, Tyrone. And Lynn, and Marietta, and Tammy, and Mary, and Marguerite, and Yvette. How are you? All right, how are you doing? Just move. Just move. How are the knees? All right, let's finish up. Bring your arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Interlace your fingers and draw some big figure eights on their side. Just move here. Twist at the waist a little bit too. Just big number eights. Let's finish and take your big coat swing. Let the arms float down and continue with that movement in the waist. Take it a little bit more. Twist in the waist like if you're a washcloth and you're wringing it out. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Soften in your jaws, soften in your shoulders. Arms are loose. Nice little controlled twist. And then we'll get ready to do ragdoll pose. I think that's one of my favorite poses of all time because it's so nice to alleviate tension in your low back. Let's do that. Come back to the midline. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Lengthen up through your spine and then fold forward. Maybe you don't come very far at all. Let your shoulders relax. Think of your arms as heavy. Fold further forward if that works for you. Put a little bend in your knees if that makes it more accessible to you. Let your spine be long and think about your spine getting longer and your low back decompressing. Let the crown of your head reach toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Tuck your chin towards your chest as you look back toward your knees or up toward your belly button. Or maybe you choose to close your eyes. Give it a little wiggle here. Now your feet. Let's lift our toes up and give them a wiggle. Eyes can be opened or closed. Now plant your feet just a little something different here. Just lift your big toe. Keep the other 4 toes down. 8 total. Lift the big toes up. Lift them above the ground and then plant them down. Now dig the big toe into your mat and try to lift the other 8 toes up, up, up to the sky. Try it again. Toes, big toe up. 4 toes up, and then plant your feet. Ragdoll pose. You've decompressed a little bit here. Go ahead and start to sway one elbow back toward one knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Let this feel awesome in your low back. All right, there you go. That is your little warm-up. Your body's warmed up. It's found greater mobility. Body's warmed up. Now let's warm up the mind. All right, come back to the midline of your body. Let's get into our heads so we can get out of our heads. Come on down to your knees. Come on down, let's go into a child's pose. Knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back to your heels. Use a block to bring the ground up to you if you want to. You don't have to. Arms can be down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears with your palms face up. You want to feel and imagine lengthening in your spine. Why would you think anything other than really good things? Don't think bad things. Don't think limiting things. Spread your knees wide if you'd like. Send your hips back to your heels and take a wide-legged child's pose. All right, so reach your arms forward. Put your head on the block or down on your mat. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Let it go. Think length in the spine. Your forehead is on your mat, so your neck is nice and in line with your spine. Your bottom is going back towards your heels. Little bend in your elbows might feel good. You might even want to purposely bring your forearms down to the mat if that feels good. Now think positive thoughts about you. Dwell on something positive about you. Fill in the blank. I am blank. I am strong. I am capable. I am able. I am good. I got this. Focus on something positive. Why would you want to think anything negative? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Child's pose. Here's what's going on in your body. Your spine is lengthening. Your tailbone is going back to the back of the room. Your knees are getting a nice bend, and so are your ankles getting a nice stretch. If you're in the extended child's pose, your shoulders are feeling this too. Quadriceps are getting a nice stretch. Even your side body, as you take your big breaths in, think of your ribs expanding to the sides of the room. And a big full exhale. They're getting a nice workout too. This is your child's pose. Come back to it anytime you wish. In fact, you can stay here if you want to, because it's such a great pose. Feels so good in your low back. For just a moment, think of sending your tailbone back even farther as the crown of your head lengthens to the front of your room. How does that feel? Big breath in. And close your lips and take a big breath out through your nose. Focus inward, focus on your breath. Find the goodness inside and dwell on it. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out through your nose. Deep, deep stretch. Stay here if you like. It's a great pose in which to stay. I'm going to come into a neutral tabletop by sliding my arms underneath my shoulders. Going to bring my knees underneath my hips. So here's your neutral tabletop. I'm going to now turn my hands so my forearm is shining forward and my fingers are back toward my knees. I'm going to stretch out my forearms. This one's intense. How do you like it? Maybe send your bottom back a little bit more towards your heels, or maybe like a dog wagging its tail. Just kind of move a little bit from side to side so you feel that nice stretch in your forearms. Breathe in and let it go out. Let it feel good. Maybe you want to come back more onto the fingers, or maybe not. But just whatever feels good in that good stretch in the forearms is just the right thing for you right now. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Let's come out of this stretch. Take it nice and slowly. Bring the fingers back to a natural position and then wiggle your fingers and shake your wrists and just get those little tingles out of the forearms. Take your two blocks. Let's do toes pose and ankle pose. This is a big one, and this is a great way to start because you want to start from the ground up and work your foundation. All right, so let's tuck our toes towards our shins and have a seat on our heels. It's intense. Is it too intense? Come forward a little bit. You could also put a block back there and have a seat on the block. Try to bring your shoulders more over your hips and take this toes pose. We're going to flow it with an ankle pose, so taking that range of motion in the ankles. All right, so think on this just for a second. Hands can be on your thighs to prayer center as you tell yourself your positive thoughts in your head, or you can bring your hands behind your low back and hold on and reach for opposite elbow creases. But think about this, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. Just quitting. Don't give up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. And that is from Thomas Edison. All right. What do you think? Just try one more time. Don't give up. That's the ticket. All right, stretch out the feet. Let your mind go. Don't think about, oh, my feet are tight. I got to hold on to them. Let them go, because we're going to go into an ankle pose in just a second. Let the feet go. Let's go to an ankle pose. Bring your arms back around to the front. Push into your blocks. Put the tops of your feet on your mat and sit back on the tops of your feet. Let your knees come on up. Push into the blocks. If you don't have the blocks, no big deal. Push into the ground. And just don't worry about how it looks. Right now, just focus on how it feels. Sometimes, I think when you're doing something, you become robotic in doing it, or you think, oh, I got to do it this way, I got to do it that way. Focus right now on the feeling in the ankles. Maybe you take it back a little farther. How does it feel? That's all that matters, how it feels. Then I'm going to come back to a toes pose. You come back any way you want, using the hands, the blocks, or no hands at all. Breathe in and soften up as you exhale. Let the toes and the feet relax. You go back and forth. Toes pose, ankle pose, whatever speaks to you. Maybe you challenge your balance and close your eyes. You don't have to do it at my pace. You do it at your pace for a few more breaths here. Back and forth. Gaining strength in the ankles and the feet. Gaining that mobility and flexibility in your ankles. Breathe. And you see why I request, if you can, to have your shoes off when you practice so you can do things like this. All right, let's come out of this pose. Let's come back to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes, circle the ankles, and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Just be still for a moment. Think about your ankles and your feet. How does it feel? How do they feel? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out in your neutral tabletop. Let's do a cat-cow pose. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back to the sky. Inhale, cow, just the opposite. Crown of the head goes up this time, and your tailbone lifts too. Move your neck to what feels comfortable and right for you. Same with your tailbone. Think of tucking the chin and the tailbone under for cat and arching the back up to the sky. Push your feet and your hands into the earth. Engage your core. Inhale, other direction, cow, tailbone, and crown of the head lift. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Extend your right leg long. Push the ball of the foot into the mat. Find length in that extended right leg. When you're ready, take it in layers. Maybe today you just lift that leg up. If you lift it up, dial the right hip down so both of your hips are equidistant to your mat. Hold it right here. Maybe bend the knee. We bent the knees earlier when we were picking those apples, remember? Maybe bend the knee, circle the ankle, right, left, whatever feels good. Maybe lift the knee even higher. Maybe cat pulls its tail. Press into your hands. Reach your left hand around and grab your right foot. Another cross-body movement. Press into the earth good and hard. Look a little bit to the left of your mat, to the left of your room, to the left over your left shoulder, whatever feels good, as you kick into that back hand. Couple breaths. Don't sweat it. Bring the knee down. Bring the hand down. Other side. You decide how you're going to do this. I'm going to lift the leg up, going to extend the leg, going to plant the ball of the foot into the mat, and stretch it out here. Maybe this is where you stay. This pose feels good after doing that toes pose. Breathe here. Lift the leg up. Take it in layers. Stop wherever you feel you need to stop. If this doesn't feel good, bring the foot back down. Lift. Bend, maybe. Left hip down. Right arm reaches around and captures the left foot. So there you've crossed your body. Look to the right side of your mat, to the right side of your room, or over your right shoulder. Kick, breathe. Just let this feel good. Feel strong here. Feel the opening up through your right collarbone. Breathe. And when you're ready, let's come down. Let's do bird dog. Knees are down, hands are down, even out with cat-cow. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, just the opposite, crown of the head lifts. Come back to a neutral tabletop, lengthening here. Let's do bird dog. Remember, extend the right leg, draw the toes toward the shin, right hip down. If you'd like, add in the left arm. Reach and stretch through the left arm. This is your bird dog pose. You look like a bird dog, right? You can stretch right here or take another cross-body movement, good for the brain. You want to think positive thoughts. You want to exercise the brain as well. Let your left elbow touch your right knee as you bend the left elbow and the right knee and bring them under your belly button. And then reach. And then do it again. Maybe they don't quite reach, but go through the motion. Just a little bit of a bend in each of those limbs. Reach and tuck. Reach and tuck. Reach really good and long and strong. This is our last one. Then the hand comes down and the knee comes down. Other side, take it your way. Lift the left leg. Bring the knee a little higher. Bring the left hip down a little bit. And then extend the leg. Maybe that's right where you stay. Reach your right arm long to the front of the room and stretch. And reach and stretch. When you're ready, if you want, elbow toward the knee and then stretch. Elbow toward the knee and stretch. Maybe you can do a little more. And reach. Tuck and reach. Maybe you let the elbow touch the knee. Or not. Stretch. Reach and tuck. You got it. One big last stretch, good and long and strong for the spine. Plant the right hand down, plant the left leg down. Nice work. Let's stretch it out with a child's pose. Take your knees wide, hips back to your heels. Reach your arms long to the top of the mat and let your chest, your chin, your forehead come down towards your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's come out of this child's pose if you're ready. If you want to stay longer, stay longer. That child's pose was intended to just bring everything back to the midline, relax the low back after that good cross body bird dog pose. Right now we're going to do a plank. And yes, you can do it. You can do it. Why would you want to tell yourself otherwise? You can do it, and there's lots of ways to do it. I'll talk to you about how to do it. If you want to lie down on your back, go for it. Nobody's judging you. Ease off the pressure. Don't be critical of what you're doing. Maybe you recline. Take your blocks and push them up to the sky. Imagine the ground is now your ceiling. So the ceiling is like the earth. You're pushing your hands into your blocks. Your body is long and strong. The secret here is to keep your navel tucked towards your spine and just imagine the tension in the body. You want to keep it and hold it. All right, let's do some other variations. You can be on your knees from your neutral tabletop. Work your hands forward, hinge forward. You know, you come into your variation of plank and start it whenever you want. I'm going to press into my arms here. Keep them nice and strong. You want to bend the elbows a little bit and feel the strength in the arms. Knees wherever feels right for you. Totally fine to stay here. Have your shoulders over your wrists for proper alignment and stability. You could drop down to your forearms if you prefer. Again, elbows under the wrists for that alignment. Work your feet back, press into your hands, fingers spread wide and forearms parallel to each other. You could stay on your knees, you could tuck your toes and pop on up and hold here in a dolphin plank. Totally fine. I'm going to take a high plank. To do that, your arms are straight and again, shoulders over wrists. Dwayne's going to set a timer for 1 minute. It's going to be on the screen. You can time yourself if you want. Or don't time yourself at all. I'll kind of talk you through the time as well. Let's get into our choice of plank. And Dwayne, start the timer, please. Here we go, 1 minute. All right, so in your plank position, shoulders are over your wrists, your legs are long if you're in that high plank. Engage your core. How could you do anything but here? Because you're pushing hard into the earth. Everything is strong and engaged. Everything feels tight. Lengthen through the crown of your head. You're already 15 seconds in. Push hard into your mat. Breathe, stay strong. If you want to take a break in any of these poses, you can drop to your knees and stay there for a breath or two. In a high plank, you could send your hips high and come into a down dog, which we're going to do in a little bit anyway. All right, less than half a minute to go. Push into your hands, fingers spread wide. Lengthen through your spine. Your arms are strong. Don't give up. Don't quit. You can do this. Whatever this is, maybe it's on your back. Totally fine. 10 seconds to go. Breathe. Breathe in. Tell yourself, come back to your mantra. I can do it. I am strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now done. Come down to your knees. Stretch it out in your wide-legged child's pose. Breathe in. Maybe sigh it out. Come back up to your seated position. Maybe grab a drink of water. You did it. You did it. Whatever variation you did it. Don't tell yourself anything but, I did it, and you did it well. Okay, drink. All right, let's go. So easy to think negatively about yourself. Let that go. Why would you want to do that? Be your own best friend. All right, Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Soles of your feet touch, knees open wide, and we're gonna recline. Make it a little harder by placing the block at the bottom of your mat and bringing the pinky edge side of your foot up onto it. Now you're gonna have to scoot your bottom either closer or further away, whatever feels good. Hands to prayer center. Breathe in and slowly recline. You work that strong core. Let's keep it going here. Bring it all down nice and slowly. All right, the block, I'm gonna bring it up closer to my groin, or maybe ditch the block. Don't use the block at all. All right, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Fingers lightly to your temples, elbows open wide, knees open wide as well. When you're ready to take an inhale, think of your chin as lifting up to the sky. You don't want to crunch your neck and lift here. You want to imagine there's a string in your chin, lifting you up to the sky. Spine wants to be neutral and all in alignment, and you're getting the lift using your strong core. The lift is in the chest. Breathe, feel the shoulder blades come up off the mat, maybe. Lift, little lifts, your way. That's the only way, your way, the way that feels right and doesn't hurt. Lift and lower. And when you're ready, let's keep it lifted, elbows driven back. Pulse your chin up to the sky. Breathe, breathe, keep your core strong and engaged. Embrace the burn, you got it. Let's come on down, all the way down to your mat. Let's ditch the block. Those were your Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Let's do bicycle now. Soles of the feet can be on your mat. You can rest right here. Fingertips back to your temples lightly, elbows open wide. You can lift your shoulders up and work cross body again, opposite elbow toward opposite knee. Totally fine if that feels better in your back. Embrace that little twist. Change it up. Here's an option. Lift your legs up, knees over hips, shins parallel to the earth, toes drawn toward your shin. Low body is engaged, right? Lift up in the shoulders, or not if you want to keep the shoulders down. Ride your bike here as if it were a recumbent bicycle, driving through one heel, then the other. Add it all together by lifting the shoulders up if you want to, and cross-body movements again. Elbow toward opposite knee, while one leg extends and the other bends. There you are, riding your bicycle. You can have, I don't know, a huge bicycle. I don't know what kind of bicycle this would be. Straighten your legs and scissor kick them. Opposite elbow toward opposite knee, big scissor kicks. When you're ready, we'll finish. Legs float down. Take your stick pose. Arms go high overhead. Toes point to the bottom of the room. Stretch it out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stretch. 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 Let's go surfing. Bring your arms down by your sides. Float on up. Using your hands or no hands at all. It's up to you. It's your call. Take your two blocks and let's go into a surfing position. So come to your knees, blocks by your sides, right foot forward, knee over ankle. Place your blocks so you imagine they're bringing the ground up to you. Left leg goes long. That's where this pose happens. Send your left leg good and long. Put a towel under your left knee if that feels better. What you're feeling here is a big stretch in your left hip flexors. All right. Hips get super, super tight because we sit so much, and that is compressed. Here we are lengthening it and stretching it out. Hands on the blocks. Maybe just fingertips on the blocks as you bring your shoulders more and more over your hips. All you want to feel right here is that big stretch in your left hip flexors. Intensify it more if you want by lifting your arms up to the sky and then taking a little back bend. Stay here for a moment if you like and just deepen the stretch and let it feel good. It helps with balance to push both feet into the earth. Maybe shoulders come back over your hips, hands to prayer center and rest here. Tell yourself your mantra and then place your hands on your blocks. Start to straighten the right leg, a little or a lot, and then bend the right knee, bringing the knee over the ankle here. That's okay to do in this position. And send it back and forth. And then maybe even send your hips back further, use the blocks, walk back, and have a seat on your left heel. You don't have to come all the way. You do what feels good for you. Maybe walk the blocks forward, maybe reach the arms forward if that feels good. Maybe no blocks at all. See, there's so many possibilities, so many ways to do it. It's all good as long as it feels good. Don't sweat how it looks. Don't think, oh, I can't quite do that. I gotta do it that way. Let that go. Let that go. Surf it out. These are all just options. Another option would be closing your eyes and keeping your balance here. All right. And in your head, once you replace those negative thoughts, I can't, I just can't, I won't, I shouldn't, maybe. Once you replace those negative thoughts with positive ones, that's when you start having positive results. Oh, isn't that good? Isn't that true? Get out of the I can'ts. You can do it. Yes, you can. You start thinking positive, you'll get the positive results. Knee to knee on your mat. Switch it out. Other leg forward, left leg forward, knee over ankle. Get set up here. Hold on to your blocks. Right knee goes super duper long. Oh, that feels really good. Stretch. Right leg is long. Maybe come up a little bit in the shoulders, maybe to the fingertips on the blocks. Maybe hands to prayer center, and that is exactly where you are meant to stay today. Maybe the arms lift. Maybe you look up to the sky and you take a slight little baby back bend. Find where you are. Breathe where you are. And just acknowledge what you're feeling. Hands back to prayer center. Maybe hands to the blocks. Maybe find your little surfing. Straighten the left leg. Bend and stretch. Maybe walk it back farther. Now some of you, I know Liz is probably doing this with her eyes closed back and forth at 3 times my speed. And that's good. It's good if it's good for you. Maybe you're staying at prayer center and just letting that right hip flexor work its magic. You do it your way, and I'll do it mine, right? All good. But think positive thoughts. As soon as you get rid of that negative and think the positive, that's when the positive results happen. All right, shall we finish? It's time. All right, come back to both knees. I'm going to come to a neutral tabletop. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Gonna tuck my toes under, and I'm gonna pop on up to a downward facing dog. Lift the hips up to the sky. I'm gonna turn this other way. Hips to the sky. Feet hip width distance apart. Hands shoulder width distance apart. Push into your arms, they're good and strong. Heels are slightly lifted. Let your head hang toward the earth as you shake your neck. Heels are lifted, go ahead and pedal through them. Feel that good stretch in the fascia in your feet, in your heel, in your Achilles tendon, in your calf, and all the way up back through your hamstrings. Pedal it out however you like. Maybe put a little more motion into the hips. Push hard into the earth. Imagine your tailbone higher to the sky. Finish up here, stretch it out, both heels toward the earth. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands back to meet your feet. Let's do a little bit of balancing. Roll your spine up, nice and strong and stable, one vertebra at a time. Come on up to standing. Untuck your chin from your chest. There you go. Let's take our arms high up to the sky and stretch it out, extended mountain. Hands float back to prayer center. Let's do tree pose. Have a chair nearby if you like. Root into one foot, open up the other leg to the side of the room. Balance on the ball of that bent leg's foot. Very easy, very comfortable if you like. Hold on to the chair. Maybe the heel comes in to touch the foundational ankle. Maybe bring the foot a little higher. Maybe bring the leg higher still, up and into the thigh. Let both hips relax. Let both hips be equidistant to the front of your room. Hands to purse center. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lift your arms high up to the sky. All right, hold on. You got it. Sway your branches and breathe. All right, this is really cute. I think it's cute. Think of the word impossible. Nothing is impossible. Now look at the word impossible, and everything is possible in the word impossible. The word impossible says, I'm possible. I''am P-O-S-S-I-B-L-E. All right, it's kind of silly. Nothing is impossible because I'm possible. All right, hands back to purse center. Guys, I knee the front of the room, right foot meets left. I thought it was cute. I hope you think it's cute too. Easy to remember. All right, root into the other foot. Bend the other knee, bring it to the side, hands to purse center. Stay right here if you want. No sweat, no judgment. I'm gonna slip the foot on up a little higher. Just don't put that foot on your knee. Your knee's not meant to bend to the side. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Push the foot into the leg into the foot. Find length. Find your stability. Your foundation is strong. Don't tell yourself anything but. Your balance is good. You can do it. It is possible. I'm possible. Nothing is impossible. Sway your branches. You got it. Breathe, finish, hands back to purse center. Guide the knee to the front. Plant the left foot next to the right foot next to left. Take a deep breath in, hands at purse center. Tell yourself your mantra. Tell yourself that mantra, that positive comment to yourself multiple times today, not just on your mat. Breathe in. Maybe sigh it out, and then come back to your Ujjayi Pranayama breath with the lips closed. You will look taller with this pose. Let's do it. Big letter Y for you. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. U, legs are zipped up. W, elbows go down. Will. 2 L's, forward and backward. Look. Tee out your arms taller. Pulse the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Let's do it again and focus on the strength you're feeling up and down your spine. The magic ticket here is to push the backs of the hands to the back of the room. You will look. T for taller. Pulse your hands to the back of the room as you find strength in your upper body. Strength. Good posture. One more time. You will look. T for taller. Close your eyes and let your arms float down by your sides. Take a deep breath in, shoulders over your hips, deep breath out. Shoulders back a little more to the back of the room. Think of when we did that backstroke, when we were swimming in our warm-up. Stand up nice and tall and straight. Eyes closed, your proprioception, your body knows where it is in space without the help of the eyes. Lengthen up, strong foundation, and then exhale, let it go. All right, wide squat. Take your legs wide, pinky toes to the short sides of your mat. Take it nice and wide, maybe bring your heels in just a smidge. Hands to purse center, sink on down like you're riding a horse. Hold it right here. Let's do some cross body movements here. All right, so I'm gonna let go of my hands. I'm gonna take my right hand or my left hand to my right knee. Come back, purse center. Right hand, left knee, back and forth. Back and forth. Let's take it a little bit more. Maybe reach opposite hand toward opposite foot. Maybe reach opposite hand toward opposite foot. Sink your bottom low. Breathe. Maybe you keep your hands at purse center. Maybe you're gonna touch elbow to opposite knee. Elbow to opposite knee. Maybe don't have the hands at purse center. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. You take it, the way is right for you. Squatting nice and low. Hold on here, hands to purse center. Shoulders more over your hips. When you're ready, maybe pop on up to the balls of your feet and pulse it down. Little teeny pulses. You got it, you're strong. Hold on here. Let's come on up to standing. Straighten the legs. Take a 5-pointed star pose. Wiggle your hips and breathe. You got it. Hands to purse center. Foot meets foot. Warrior 3, another big balancing pose. As if that weren't big enough, right? Maybe you have a chair in front of you and you're aiming to place your hands on the back of the chair or on the seat, or nothing at all. Take it in layers. Right foot steps forward. Hinge forward the weight into that standing leg. Be kind to that standing knee. Give it a little bit of a bounce. Hold on to it and lift the left leg up. Hands to purse center. Dial your left hip down. Bring your torso and your left thigh parallel to the earth. If you fall out, get back in. It doesn't matter, but just get back in. End on a positive note. If you fall out, it means you're pushing your limits and you're doing great. You're trying really hard and that's good. Leg is lifted, arms reach forward and stretch. Hands back to prayer center, left foot meets right, come back up to standing. Positive comment in your mind, go over it. Right leg steps back, weight comes into the left leg. Little bend, little lift, it's all good. Maybe you stay right here. This is plenty of a challenge. Maybe you decide to bring it a little more forward. Maybe the leg comes nice and high. Maybe the arms reach nice and long as you look like a capital letter T in your Warrior 3. Hands float back to prayer center. Right foot floats down to meet left. Take a deep breath in. You didn't give up. You didn't come this far just to quit. Stay with it just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and fold forward. Walk your hands forward on your mat and come down to your knees. When you're ready, tops of your feet are on your mat. Have a seat back on your heels. This is called a thunderbolt pose. Hold on here. Maybe remember that ankle pose? Hands come down. Just let the knees pop up a little bit. Chest is lifted, nice and forward. Lean back a little more. Let's come forward and come down to our belly. So we're going to do Superman. All right. Legs go long, hinge forward into the arms. Take it slowly here as you come down to your belly. Keep your elbows hugged in and come all the way down to your belly. Superman pose, arms reach long. Chin is on your mat, nose, forehead is on your mat. Just keep your head nice and straight. Legs, let them be comfortable with as much spread as you like. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Superman, think of Superman flying. Start by lifting one leg, then lift the other. You decide, maybe that's what you want to do today, lifting one leg, then the other. Or maybe lift both legs up and balance on your pelvis. Maybe add in the arms and reach and stretch. Fly like Superman. Balance on the pelvis, lift through the chest and hold. Stretch, reach. When you're ready, sweep those arms back, palms face down. Finger like pinky toes towards your pinky fingers are like towards your pinky toes. Lift like an airplane and then finish. Hands under your collarbones. Press on up to a seal pose. Soften in your glutes. Feel the compression in your low back. Let's come up to a standing on your knees position. Shoulders are over your hips. Maybe place your hands at your low back. Push your hips forward. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Look up overhead as if a raindrop were going to fall right between your eyes. And then shoulders over your hips. Tee out your arms and twist to the right. Come back to center and twist to the left. Push into the tops of your feet as you come back to center. And then twist. This time when you twist, turn your head and look over your right fingers. Back to center, lengthen up, push into the tops of your feet, helps you stay balanced. Turn in the other direction, look towards your back hands as best you can. Back and forth a few more times. Look back, twist your neck. Come back to prayer center. Hands at prayer center, lengthen up, and then soften up. Bring your eye shade and your towel toward the top of your mat and find your strap. With this strap, let's be seated and take your strap underneath the center of the soles of your feet. Lean on back here. Chest is lifted. Shoulders are not rounded. Chest is lifted. Elbows hugged in. Lift your legs on up and hold. Totally fine. If you don't have a strap today, keep your balance going there. Put your hands down by your sides and maybe lift your legs up. If you prefer no hands at all, a little bend in your knees might feel good. Try it. Arms reach, maybe hands to prayer center. You decide where you want to be in your boat pose today. Hold it. Just hold it. Hold it. You got that strap. It's all good, like you're riding a horse. Breathe. And when you're ready, we'll finish up. Bring your heels on down. Hinge on forward. Reach your hands towards your shins, your calves, your ankles. Elbows hugged in. Fold forward here in a forward fold. Toes up toward the sky. Let it go. If you got the strap, maybe you still want to use that. Put it under your feet. and stretch. Breathe in, your belly's going to push off your thighs. Breathe out, think of the belly button going back to touch your spine. Maybe you can get a little more of a fold going on. Finish, shoulders over your hips. Spread your legs wide, reach your hands between your legs, and reach toward the front of your room. Stretch. Come back up to seated. Bend your knees. Come on down. Soles of your feet on your mat. Hands to prayer center. Come on down. We'll do a bridge pose. Elbows or knees bent. The elbows of your legs. How's that? Bend your knees, arms down by your sides, shoulders away from the ears. Push the weight into your feet. Nice gentle stretch on both hip flexors here. Wiggle your shoulders towards your spine. Push hard into your feet and lift your hips even higher still. Shoulders come down. Our shoulders are already down. Spine comes down one vertebra at a time. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. So the outside of your right ankle is on top of your left thigh. Push the inner right thigh open. Stay right here. Another great pose to take in layers. Maybe lift your left foot up off of the mat and draw the left knee closer towards your chest. As you're drawing this left knee closer, think of the outside of the right knee going more to the bottom of your mat. Maybe use your hands or your towel to place it under the back of your knee and hug the left knee in closer to your chest, all the while driving the right knee toward the front of your room. Flex both feet so they are towards the shin. Take the hands and perhaps reach under the left knee and pull. You know, if you just can't reach it, use your strap. Think of the strap as making your arms longer. Hug it in. Plant the left foot, plant the right foot. Other side. Right foot is planted, left leg lifts. Draw the toes towards the shin. Drive the outside of the left knee away. Push your inner left thigh open. Feels pretty good, right? Maybe that's just where you stay. No pressure. Right leg lifts, if you like. Draw the toes towards the shin on both feet. Hold on here. Hands, strap, towel, whatever it takes. Maybe reach behind your right knee and hug it in with that strap, good and tight. Maybe the strap goes underneath the knee in the front and you pull it back some more. Maybe no strap at all. You do it your way, just a tight, tight pull here. When you're ready, right foot comes down, left foot comes down. Send your hips high again. Bridge pose, arms by your sides. Roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Supine twist, left leg goes long. Draw the left toes toward the shin so your left calf is down. Bend that right knee up towards your chest. Hug it in with both hands, interlaced fingers beneath the knee. Use the left hand to guide the right knee. Cross the body. Right shoulder stays down, right arm tees out. Look to the right. Supine twist. When we began, remember we did that big coat swing and we twisted from left to right. I said, think of your body as a washcloth. Here, we've increased the intensity of it. We've built up to this. It's good. Your practice starts with more doable things and it gets to more complex things. As you build confidence in your practice, which you should be doing with every breath, right hip down, hug the right knee in, circle the right ankle to the right, circle the right ankle to the left, release the right leg long. As soon as that heel touches down, drag the other one up, hug the left knee in, repeat this pose on the opposite side. Keep your right toes drawn to your shin so your calf stays down. Shoulders are away from the ears, tight hug of the knee here. Right hand guides the left knee across the midline of the body. Hand just kind of helps that bent knee down a little bit. Left arm tees out, gaze goes left. Keep your left shoulder down. Enjoy this good twist. Left hip comes down, gaze goes up, left knee comes up. Hug it in. Circle the ankle one way, circle the ankle the other way. Left leg goes long to meet the right. Draw both heels up to your bottom. Hug the left knee in toward your left armpit. Right knee in toward the right armpit. rock from side to side. And if you want to do happy baby, capture the inside of your calves or the insides of your heels. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other leg up to the sky. You decide if you wish to do this pose or not, or how you wish to do it. Maybe you just want to move the legs and keep the arms down by the sides. You decide. One last hug, one last release. Arms down by your sides. Find your eye shade and or your towel. Cover the eyes, block out the world, and focus inward. Arms down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Feet a little bit toward the edges of your mat, and pinky toes drop out toward the earth. Palms up. Breathe in. Maybe sigh it out. Let it go. Soften the area between your eyebrows, and also remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Focus inward. Let good things happen inside. Renew your spirit. Renew your thoughts. Think good things. If you'd like to stay longer in this pose, pause on your remote. Come back to your final Shavasana whenever you're feeling it. And then replay, and you'll join up with us so we can come out of this pose and end our practice. Take a deep breath in, and maybe a big audible sigh out. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Then make that motion go up into your wrists and your ankles, any way that feels good. Inhale, reach high overhead and stretch it out. Think of being 2 inches taller. Reach through your fingers, point through your toes, big, big stretch. Bend your knees and your elbows and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften here. Breathe. And then float on up to your comfortable seated position. Whatever feels good. Hands to prayer center. Have a moment of gratitude here. Breathe in and let it go. Blink your eyes open. You did it in 1 hour. Stress number, what was it? More importantly, what is it now? And in conclusion, my friends, fill your mind with all those things that are good and that deserve praise, things that are true, things that are noble, things that are right, things that are pure, things that are lovely, and things that are honorable. Think on those things, meditate on those things, dwell on those things, and become those things. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hi, good girl. You're such a good girl. See you guys later. Have a great day. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.